Sweet Peach is live again at 8 o'clock. Come on over. Come on over. Don't make this mistake. Do not make this mistake. Come on over. Like the video. Do not make this mistake. Come on over. Do not make this mistake. Join in the live, like the video up, share the video, wake your friend up, wake your sister up, wake your mama up, wake your daughter up, wake your niece up, wake everybody up. Do not make this mistake. Like the video. Pauline Swanee said, I did, LOL, I did like the video. Wake your sister up, bring your daddy, bring everybody over. Do not make this mistake. Let me share the video as you guys join in. Tell a friend, tell them come on over. Sweet Peach is live at 8 at night. Hey, Jesus. Marcia Nelson said, I am here. Thank you for being here. Come on over. Do not make this mistake is what I'm going to say. Agnes said, good seeing you again, Sweet Peach. Yeah. Dimples Brown said, me too. I am present. I am here. Do not make this mistake. We're going to be listening to something here shortly, my people. Let's give it a few more seconds for some others to join in. You know, if Sweet Peach is here again on a Saturday night, something must be going on. Sabrina Randolph said, my whole generation is on. Jesus, I like that. Janice Joseph said, I am present, Sweet Peach. I see you in there, darling. I see you all, the lovers, the real people in the world out there, living life to the fullest and keeping it real. Thank you, Julie Peter King. Thank you so much for liking the video. Come on over. Everybody that say, I'm here. I heard you live, Sweet Peach. We here. It's Saturday night. Do not make this mistake. And when you finish listening to this one, you're going to be ready to tell everybody, because I was like, what? No. Do not make this mistakes, ladies. And I'm going to say men too, right? Because stuff like this has happened to men as well. So let's give it a few more seconds. Ooh, we got 59. Woo. Ah, man, the think that they're coming over here to get some gist after I done blocked some people today. I know those ones ain't going to be present. Nintendo, you coming to the fake page again so I can cuss you out again? Miss Nintendo, was her name Nintendo or Nintendo? Which one? Or Nickelodeon? Which one was it, Hazel? Kung Fu Master? I think it was Nintendo, right? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hi, Jesus, I tell you. Okay, Brenda O. Let me put on my spectacles. My granny goodnight spectacles. Oh, it's snowing in New York. I think they're supposed to get some snow here where I am as well, darling. So that's to be expected. McCaddy said, do you need some wine, tequila, or, Amarula, a.k.a. Baileys? Yes, darling, something like that, right? And some more. It's Saturday night. You know, I'm off from work all day today, so I was real happy. But anyhow, let me play this video. We got 73 people here. Wait, let me share it one place first. Guys, listen very, very carefully, because when y'all hear this, y'all going to say, what? No way. But wait, one moment, my people. Let me share it to the story quick. Did I even share it to the group? I don't think I did, right? I'm so busy running my mouth. One moment. At least I can call out myself. Give me 1 second here, my people. Brenda O said, give me the tea. This is not kind of tea that we had during the day, because you know us, we don't stay on one thing. We all over the place. We do not stay on one thing. But when we're all over the place, we're not going all over the place to spread more venom. No. We're going to look for more educational stuff, things that are happening around the world. One moment, my people. I don't think I shared it to the group, so you know everybody don't get notifications. Well, how come I can't see it on this phone? Bear with me for just a second, my people, because this phone was not showing I'm live. I needed to refresh it. Bear with me. Group. All right, now we got that to the group. Some other people will join in. Let me play this one, my people. All right, Miss Thickness Queen. Thank you, darling. I'm going to make sure I got this all the way up. Bring one of the ears real close up. Everyone can hear good, because I got it to the max.
I went on a date with this guy. Little did I know he is a serial killer. Ladies, please be careful out there and make sure anyone that you go anywhere with, your family members know where you are. Anyway, so I met this guy on a dating app and we've been vibing, we chat a lot and we seem to like be compatible and we both like each other. So we set up a date. Well, he did arrange the place and then he asked me if I like anywhere specific. I said I'm not really too fussed. So he arranged for everything, for the restaurant and everything. So the day comes, I go on the date with him. Everything was fine. We vibed, we chat. Like I said, everything like, was a match. And we both liked the same things. We had a lot of things in common. So I thought, okay, this is really a good day. So at the end of the date, we leave. He goes home, I go home. I get home and then I get changed and then like comfy watching stuff on, TV. And I get a phone call from the guy. He said, oh, hey, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I've been trying to get hold of my roommate because I didn't bring my key with me, but I can't get hold of him. He's not at home and I can't even get hold of him. So do you mind if I come to your place and then just sit for a while until I'm able to get hold of my roommate? So I said, okay, that's all, not a problem. Thought nothing of it. Red flag 1. I should have actually just said, no, sorry, you can go to other male friends' houses. But what did I do? Being nice, thinking, okay, this is a nice guy. My instincts are like, okay, yeah, that's fine, not a problem, come over. So he comes over, we sat there chatting, and, we had a couple of drinks and then watched, movies and everything. Nothing happened, that's it. So it was getting really late, and I'm really tired. So I said to him that I'm going to go to bed. And you can just sit at the living room and make sure that, when your roommate gets hold of you, you can just leave. So I get to bed and after a while, I fell asleep. Then I hear a knock on the door. But when I went to bed, I made sure I locked my bedroom door. So I heard a knock on the door and I thought, okay, who could this be? But then, yeah, it's him. So I didn't open the door and then I shouted and said, oh, what's the matter? So he said, oh, hey, my phone battery just died on me. And do you happen to have a charger on you that you could actually just let me, use in case my friend try to get hold of me? So I said, yeah, there is a charger in the living room. That was it. He didn't say anything. And then I went back to bed again. After a while, I hear a knock again on the door. And then I said, okay, what's the matter? So he says, oh, by the way, that phone charger is not working. Do you happen to have another charger in your room that you can just open the door and then let me use that charger? So I started panicking and thinking, no, that is something not right. So I decided to ring the police. So the police arrived. I didn't still come out of my house. So the guy actually let the police in. So the police were shocked. So they rang me what they saw. They were very, very shocked. And they rang me and they said, you need to come down here and, identify the guy and also see what is going on downstairs in your living room. To my surprise, when I go down, my whole living room and kitchen was covered in plastic. And there was a tool of box with medical tools inside the box. So can you imagine if actually I had opened the door the first time that he rang, or maybe if my room door didn't have a lock on, or maybe I didn't even lock the door and went to bed, what would have happened to me? I wouldn't have been alive today to tell my story. So I was very, very shocked. So the police arrest him and then he's now in prison. And I'm really shocked. But this is a message to all the ladies out there, and even guys. It doesn't matter who it is. For ladies, guys, be very, very careful who you meet. Be careful because these people, we don't know them. They're strangers. We don't know what demonic thoughts these people have got in their heads to actually think it's okay to, go ahead to unalive people for fun or whatever reason it is that he wanted to do to me that very night. But it is a message, a reminder to all ladies out there. Please be very, very careful. Make sure that if you're meeting someone, there should be a lot of people around in that place where you're going, and never ever take anyone back home with you or go to that person's house because you don't know. You could go there and that will be your last day and never be seen again.
Guys, let me tell you something, okay? when I said don't make this mistake. First of all, this is a man that you know going on a date with for the first time. Man, I don't care if he went back home and he couldn't get in. His place, they burned down. I don't care what was going on because, hello, where his family is, he ain't know nobody else in the city but you. He just met you. Y'all just went on a date. But he rang you after you went back home and he allegedly was supposed to go back home to state that his roommate is not there and he can't get in. So could he come at you? I would have been like, hell no. Sit your butt in your car. Elizabeth Jordan, thank you for 100 stars. Sit in your car. Sleep out there till your roommate show up or whoever show up to let you in. But no, she said, yeah, no problem. You can come back over at my place. Like, say what? A stranger that you just went out with for the first time. And not only that, you got tired. And you decide you're going to bed and you're going to lock your door and leave a stranger out there in your living room. Guys, let me tell you, when I hear this, at first I didn't want to listen to them more because I was like, no, man, this woman didn't make that far. When I heard the part about she got sleepy and she was going to bed and tell him he could stay out there, no, tell him that he got to go. He got to leave. Not knowing she went on a date with a mass murder because he was out there in her living room planning to kapay her. Knocking on her bedroom door, asking for charger, asking for all kind of nonsense. Can you imagine? Mistakeness Queen, I saw your comment in there. I can take no more than Nintendo, okay? I had to leave. But guys, honest to God, don't make this mistake. Tell people about it because there's a lot of women out there that go on dates with men for the first time that they just met. Whether they met them on a dating app, dating sites, then they end up in their house living for 6 months, you know what I mean? And then they realize all the mess that they came into. But this one here could have been Kapai. What if when he knocked on her door the first time, asking for a charger because his phone is dying or whatever, she thought to tell him there's a charger in the living room. Then, oh, that one ain't working. He come and knock the door again. But this time, at least she used her senses and realized that something is up. Could you imagine what the cops was probably thinking? Thank you, Wendy Johnson, for 20 stars. Could you imagine what the cops were probably thinking when she rang them to tell them that somebody's in her living room and she think that maybe whatever she told them, right? Because she didn't elaborate on what she told the cops. But look at what the cops came and found. And the man himself ain't got no sense anywhere. What kind of mass thing is he? The cops come to her door. He opened the door. I think so too. Christian Graham said he was asking for that car to... exactly. He wanted her to open the door. And probably when she opened the door, he would have probably grabbed her at that point. You know what I mean? But is he really a smart person that wants to be a mass murder? No, he's not. Because when the cops come, who opened the door? He opened the door for the cops, right? But thank God that he did. And maybe if he didn't, they probably would have pushed down the door somehow to get in. Because she probably would have said that she was too scared to even come out the bedroom. But how the man got all her whole kitchen and living room already taped off? He was ready to commit a murder. And if she didn't think quickly, she would have been gone. Just like that. But to me, her first mistake was allowing the man to even come back at her house. Somebody that you just met, like I said, that you don't know nothing about. Hazel Brooks, thank you for the stars, darling. Appreciate you. That was the first mistake. Leisha is saying he's stupid and dumb. You know, he's not really a good planner, to be honest, because the moment that you have to go and knock on the person's door one time, they tell you a charger out there in the living room, they open the door, that person is already letting you know that, hey, you ain't getting in this bedroom, bruh. I'm not opening the door to you. And then he do it the second time, right? He don't know what the woman already thinking. But I thought to myself, truly, honestly, there's a lot of women out there that makes a lot of mistakes like this. And a lot of them do not survive to even tell their stories. They don't. Many times it has happened in the past. They leave home, go on these blind dates with people that they met on dating app, and nobody know what happened next or what went wrong or how they ended up. Because again, they don't live to tell anybody about it. But Janice Joseph said he had everything planned out. Exactly. Thank God to the end she thinks with her head, not her other part. She called the police. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, she did, right? That was quick thinking because, okay, why is this a problem with the charger? Now you need another charger. Of course, from the time that he came and knocked my door the first time asking about a charger, I would have been feeling uncomfortable already because that's a stranger. I wouldn't even have went to bed and let him stay in my house. I would have told him, you know, it's getting late. Well, he wouldn't have been in my house to begin with, but, you know, I'm just saying that, put myself in her shoes, and he was already in my house. I would have been telling him, I'm tired, you know, I understand you're waiting for your friend, but, you know, you're going to have to maybe wait in your car. I'm sorry, but I got to go to bed. And that's what I would have done with him. But like I said, he wouldn't even get to my house to begin with. Because if you know met him, you know gone on a date with him, how's he going to call you back just to come to your house just like that? How did he get your address? Obviously, you would have had to disclose it to him, right? So, but anyhow, thankful to God that she's here and she lived to tell her story and to share it with other people. And this is a true story, my people. This is not something that she made up. She said it's a true story that it happened to her. And I'm sure the cops probably asked her a whole bunch of questions, right? How did the man get in your house to begin with? Because I'm sure when she phoned them, she had enough time to wizzy and tell them what's going on or wait a minute at her house. You know what I mean? Exactly, Leisha. Leisha said her instincts saved her life. Wow, what a lesson. Indeed. Yes, indeed. So Brenda O is saying it's important to let your family know who you're going to meet and where. Exactly. You were right about that for sure. And if possible, share that person's phone number as well, just in case, right? But we know that people change their phone numbers all the time, but at least give your relatives and family member the person's full name, their phone number, and if you know anything more about them. Because a lot of people that are gone today, some of them seeing people that occupy them, sometimes they don't even find them, the people that did it, right? And some people don't even realize that they're gone missing, especially if they're ones that they don't communicate with their families or they're not in good terms with their families. You know what I mean? Leisha said maybe he was a looker. Maybe. I guess he was a looker for all the women that you probably go out with, right? Because if he's meeting these women on dating apps and stuff like that, that's what he's used to doing. Because she said she went on a date, not knowing she went on a date with a mass, you know, M-U-R-D-E-R. So, exactly, Dimple said, exactly, I couldn't do that. No way, me either. When I hear at first, I was like, wait, is this a joke? But then I see a true story and I listen more. And I'm like, oh my God, don't be that desperate to, no way. I don't even go on any dating apps anyway. As Sarah Rose said, I don't believe in dating apps. I don't even go on them, darling. I don't want to meet nobody on none. Because really and truly, you're taking a chance, right? Even if you talk with that person for a little while, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, you're still taking a chance. Because sometimes it takes a while for people to show you their true colors. And even when you get to know them even more, they don't show their colors right away. But Leisha says some women look at the looks and she was probably a serial. Yeah, she found that out after the fact, right? The question is how many other people he may have already done that with. Because the fact that the man already knew to tape up her house just like that and already had his little kit there, what was he going to do? Was he going to start chopping up pieces? I didn't want to think about it. But Vicky said, but why would he want to occupy a woman he just met? This must be his hobby. Exactly, because Alicia is right. She called him a serial K-I-L-L-L-E-R, sorry. So that's something that he probably does. That's why I say, how many other women out there has he done this to? I'm sure that when they arrested him and they took him down there to book him, they probably questioned him. and ask him how many more victims are there, you know. But if he was planning on cutting her, you know, that means that he probably did that with others too. And where is he taking them? Because the man got the thing planned out. Wrap up the whole place. What are you going to do? Roll her up when he's done? Jesus. Daphne Neal, thank you so much for 200 stars, darling. But Paige Wheeler said, this is so irresponsible to trust him in her home alone. God will watch over her. Amen. And at first, that's what I was like, what the heck was this woman thinking, right? I was like, what the hell was she thinking? Not heck. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Then I know that in life, people make mistakes all the time, right? People do things sometimes without even thinking. Some people, but for me personally, he called my phone with something like that. No, I would have been already thinking really, really weird that you want to come to my house when I just met you. Like, sleep in your car, buddy. Stay in the car. Nobody never ever could pay from sleeping in their car, right? I believe he has. Samantha Brown, I'm sorry, saying, hope he hasn't done this previously. Predator, darling, trust me. I'm sure that he has done it to many others. Because how did she come to the conclusion now that she was going on a date with a serial killer? Because she probably found out after the fact that that's exactly what he is and what he does. She probably didn't share everything. And I don't know if there's a part 2 or something to it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he can't be that calculated to be doing this for the first time, to come and wrap up a kitchen and wrap up a living room and bring this kit, whatever he brought. He already done it before. So Janice Joy said, that man is brave. He opened the door like he is living there. I'm telling you, when I heard that part, I'm like, what kind of person is he? He can't be a real thing, because he gonna open up that door. Who was he expected to be at that door? Her? Did he think that she climbed through the window and came to the front door? I mean, that's a stupid person right there, right? Very stupid. True. Leisha said there are lots of evil men go there and hide. And you're right about that. There's plenty of men out there that do a lot of stuff. Even if they don't go to the point of copying these women, you know, they RAPE them and just leave them stranded in places, and they change it for a number. You know what I mean? When they share this information with the cops and stuff, they ring their phone, they can't get hold of the person. Maybe they was using a burner phone to communicate with you and you didn't know. There's a lot of crazy things that goes on in this world. True, you are right about that, Leisha. She's saying dating sites do not tell you everything about a man. And you are right about that. Absolutely. One moment. I don't know what that alarm was for. You are right about that. Dating apps do not tell you everything about a man. Even meeting one in the grocery store and dating him, like I said, for 3 months, still ain't gonna tell you everything about him either. Because they will only tell you what they want you to know truly. Some of them, let me say some. God, I got some out there that are genuinely looking, you know what I mean? But Christian Graham says, sweet, my friend went on a date. Yeah, at McDonald's. And went to the man's house. She did. Man started to act crazy. She had to jump out the window. What? Oh my gosh. Wow, wow, wow. Jesus, take the wheel. Thank God that that window was there for her to jump out. Thank God that that window has some sort of bars up against it. You know how they got the bars so that people can't get in? Wow. Yeah, it's very scary. Very, very scary now. Lord have mercy. I wasn't going to go back to his house, especially if I had just went on a date with him for the first time. But I can only say that, but only God knows how long she was talking to this person, right? Even 6 months into it. First date, no. Nah, I ain't going back to your house. You're not coming back to mine. No, 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 no. Let me just visit some more, date some more, hang out more. Let me get to see some other sides of this person, boy. But Margaret Wood is saying, sweet peach, to me, dating these days sometimes is risky. And I agree with you, darling. I agree with you. I ain't going on no dating site to look for no man. Never will. And I ain't planning to do it now. If it's meant to be, guess what? That man gonna find you or y'all gonna find each other somehow. Whether it's the grocery store, the car wash, wherever. You know what I mean? So, and even if you find them there, you still got to be very careful because a lot of craziness going on in this world now. A lot of people running wild, running crazy too. But Margaret would say, yes, that was a big mistake. And I'm sure that she thinking about it now and she probably thinking to herself, she ain't going back on her dating apps. I'm sure if she meet anybody else again, they ain't coming at her house either, and she ain't interested in going at theirs, I'm sure she's telling herself a lot of things now, you know? Could you imagine? Imagine if she had children in that house as well. And why I don't even want to think about all them things that could have happened here. But Vicky said this guy would not have known where I live until the relationship mature. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For the time he called you with that story there, so I would tell you, no, you know, I gotta go to work early in the morning or something that I couldn't allow him to come over. I don't care what it was or what it was going to be. Because if he got a car, that means that he can go in his car and lock the door and sleep in there and hang out in there until his friend come back, right? I'm sure of that. And again, you want to tell me that his roommate is the only person he know in that city or that state? Come on. Samantha Brown said, do you think that perhaps he intended to operate for body parts? He was planning on doing something because he already had his skate ready. He already now had the place tape off. I don't know what that man was planning, but maybe the wrap up stuff was to wrap her up so that he didn't want blood to be all over the place is what I'm thinking, right? Like this man really calculated this thing in his mind and his brain to get to that point. You know what I mean? Because if the last time that he knocked her door, her bedroom door, right? And she tell him, I don't even think she responded. When he said, do you have another charger? She started feeling weird and she decided to call the cops. So I don't know. She didn't she didn't say what she responded to him, I don't think. But imagine, guys, imagine truly if he had busted down that bedroom door without even knocking the second time around. Imagine he had done that. Telling her, oh, if she can open the door, maybe he can use the charger from the room. Like, seriously? Why? The fact that the woman went in her bedroom and locked the door tell you something right there. But you should have automatically leave the woman's house. Say, you know what? I understand you're tired. I imposed on you. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to drive back and I'm going to wait till my roommate show up. You know what I mean? Or not only that, hello, call your roommate. That roommate ain't got a phone. Call the roommate, text them. People text all the time, you know. So it was already fishy to me, you know, like his story. Leisha said, man shows you what you want them to show. And that's a fact, right? Until you really see the other side of them. And sometimes that takes a while. She said, for example, they will buy because they know you like material things. That is how they can get you. Some people, right, because everybody ain't into the material things. They can buy some people all kinds of things. They're still not falling for their nonsense. They still going to tell them, no, I think it's too soon. No, let's just take this slow. But Pauline Swanee said maybe his friend had to pick him up there. That could be true too, because we don't know what he was communicating with his friend. And then, was there even any friend really? Because if he was living with somebody, that person didn't already know what he doing. That person didn't know that he's a serial killer. It's funny. It's not, I don't, that story ain't adding up. Maybe there was no roommate. Maybe that was just a story that he told her to get back to her house. You know what I mean? Because the part about maybe his friend had to pick him up, the question is, does his friend know who he is? Does the friend know what he does? Daphne Neal, thank you so much for 110 stars. Appreciate you. So Jane said, that will never happen to me. I'm so cautious. I don't trust men easy like that. Darling, that one will never happen to me neither. Because honestly, that part about him coming over, no. Okay, she went out with him. That's good enough. Go eat, you know. All right, talk to you some other time, you know. Everybody go their separate ways. But he masterminded that plan. Probably from the time they were sitting there eating or whatever they were doing, he probably was trying to think how he can get back to her house, what he can tell her. in order that he can come back and that she can let him come back. You know what I mean? So he had this thing all planned out. And then not only that, where he get all that plastic wrap from? Where did he get all this plastic wrap from? That mean that when she went to bed, he probably went outside to his car or whatever. He had all this material already in his car. Because how would he know that that woman's house is already equipped with plastic wrap? That means that he had all of those things already. Because this little toolkit or whatever it is that he had, he would have to go and get it from somewhere. So he had all them things in his car. He was just planning. And I guess maybe he was thinking that, hey, let me go back there. Eventually she's going to fall asleep. And when she fall asleep, that's when I can do what I want to do. You know? So Barbara Green said, lesson learned. Indeed. And again, we thank God that she is here to share it because it's very, very scary. Maria S. said maybe he asked his friend to pick him up at her house. He thought he would have been successful in doing what he came to do. Facts. But my thing is that in order for him to have that plastic wrap, for him to have this bag of tools or whatever he was going to think that he was going to use on her, where was he keeping those? Where was he keeping those? Because I will fail to believe that he ain't come there in a vehicle and he took maybe an Uber or Lyft there and leave those things outside hiding somewhere. So that's why I say, you know, it's like we can't really put the pieces together for this one, but if that person is really sick in the head. Yes, Vicky, I agree with you as well. She said he had this all planned. What a psycho. I'm telling you, all planned out. But there's no way, and nobody can tell me that that woman had boxes and boxes of plastic wrap. You know what it is to wrap up a whole kitchen and a whole living room with plastic? And I might be thinking it was plastic wrap, but maybe the man had his own special type of plastic, like when the people go to do painting, maybe he came there with that kind of plastic, you know? God, can you imagine? And the fact that he brought plastic, that means that his intention was to do some sort of chopping up or cutting that would cause, you know, B-L-O-O-D all over the place. Alicia said, he do not have a key. Well, that's true too. So that means that when he went outside to get these items, he would have had somebody leave the door open, right? I don't know, right? If she has one of those doors that, because every door doesn't lock when you go out, you know what I mean? You have to manually turn it for it to lock, you know? So, Jesus, I tell you. Oh, okay, Jane, I get you now. Margaret would say, for me, his friend would have to pick him up from the bus stop. Look, maybe there was never no real friend, to be honest, right? I'm just keeping it real. Maybe he just used that as an excuse to tell her that his roommate is not there. Can he come to her house until the roommate come back? Maybe there was never no roommate altogether. Because how is a roommate living with you and the roommate is seeing all these things that you got there, plastic, and you got this tool stuff? Wouldn't they be curious? You know what I mean? Unless your roommate is do the same thing like you too. Only God knows. Alicia said, I am like a detective in real. Like I look at everything. LOL. Yes, and there's a lot of people like that, darling. They look at everything. They analyze everything. You know, I am one of them kind of people too, darling. I think about a lot of things outside of the box. And trust me, when he ring my phone, after we done say our goodbyes, that would have been one of the things that I think of when I pick up that phone. Because I would have probably picked up the phone wondering what he was calling for. But the moment that he thought about coming to my place to stay till his roommate come, because he can't get in or whatever, I would have had an excuse for him. I don't care what it was going to be. I would have told him, no, I don't think that's a good idea. We just met. I met you on a dating app. We just went out for the first time. You know, can you just hang out in your car for him? You know, I'm a lady that live by myself. I would have told him all of that. And only God knows that if he probably already researched her, he probably maybe already knew where she was living even before she gave you the address to come back. You never know. Because if they met on a dating app and they arranged to go on a date, how do we know that that man didn't already look her up already been stalking behind that woman? Only God knows. But Samantha Brown said he must drive around with his tools of trade, exactly. Shame he hadn't been pulled over. GIF. True. I'm telling you, because again, the man would have had to done this before. That could not be the first person that he would have been making his victim. No. No way. And then the police going to call the lady and tell her, you need to come downstairs and see what's going on. Come and identify the person and see what's going on down here in your house. Seriously. So that part, when I heard that, I was like, what? This, He is sick in the head, absolutely. I agree with you as well. And hopefully a person like that, they will put behind bars for a very long time, because they got to be more victims as well. But Margaret would say he had this plan, but God's plan is always the best. Amen. He had his plan. That's why he came prepared. Exactly. You just said it right there. And maybe that's how he fooled others in the past as well, right? He did the same thing to them probably with the intention that, oh, I can go over there and just hang out. But I know this person going to fall asleep at some point. And when they fall asleep, that's when I'm going to do what I need to do, you know? Unbelievable. Oh, I see what you're saying, Lisha. Yeah, which is weird, right? She's saying, I meant the roommate. He didn't give him a key. You are right. That part would have been a red flag to me, too. How could you be living someplace with a roommate? Okay, if you're all roommates, that means everybody should got their own key. What's the problem? You know what I mean? But I can't remember in the beginning, truly. I know it was a story about the roommate part of it, but I can't remember if he said he was locked out or what it was. Janice Joseph said maybe that roommate was to meet him there to help him with the job. Maybe. Because why he felt so comfortable going and opening up somebody's door when he don't even live at that house. He don't even know who's at the door. From the time he heard a knocking, he should have been worried. He should have been scared because he got this house wrapped up already. What if the woman comes out to open up her door? So yeah, something is weird here. I believe that part sounds like it makes sense. Maybe he had a person to meet him there. Yep. She said because he expect anybody at the door and he opened the door and then realized it was the police. He had everything in his car waiting for the right time, but God spoiled his plan. Exactly. You said it. And you were spot on there with that, Janice. Indeed. I agree with that totally. Because the part when she said he opened the door, I'm like, who person that is a serial K-I-L-L-E-R will go open the door? That part didn't make no sense, you know? But Vicky is saying just recently a woman was found burned in a house and found her with her limbs cut out, allegedly was done by her husband, who is missing in action in St. Thomas. Wow, wow, wow. Can you imagine? But those things do happen, right? It happens all over the world. Every day there's something new. Sometimes we don't hear about a lot of things that are happening, especially things that are going on in the islands as well. If you're not following up with the news, different nations, and there's a newspaper, and I think there's maybe a website called The Nation as well. Barbados, I'm sure that a lot of different islands have their own. But I don't be on there all the time because I don't always like to hear about these crime stuff and read all these things. It just make you so sad sometimes. So I try not to, but that's sad. Samantha Brown is asking, do you know if this is recent? Is it you care? Would like to know. He is dealt with as required. To be honest, darling, I will have to ask a question on that one. I would answer a question on that one. So I don't know for sure. As you can tell the way how the lady's speaking, right? You can tell that she's from the UK somewhere or English, something, England, somewhere about there. So I don't know. But Carla is saying, I would have told him that I'm not living by myself. I got a roommate. I'm telling you, I would have made some excuse as well so that man could not come at my house either. I'm telling you, nowhere. I would tell him I'm so sorry, but you know, maybe my mom is over here or my sister or somebody, so I really can't do it, is what I would have done. But Miss Sickness Queen said there's a lot of demons walking this earth. Facts. We really have to be careful. Indeed, my darling. You are right about that. Priscilla Gardner, thank you so much for 300 stars. So glad to see your name in there. I know that you've been having some trouble with your phone, darling. So hope it's working okay tonight. But McCarty said this is very educational to all single women, girls, or men, boys in general, to take time to learn about their new encounters with relationships. Amen. Take a long time, 90-day rule, whatever, till you're sure of a person. And 90 days is not enough, McCaddy. It's still not enough. 90 days, no. I want them to go beyond that, because that's not enough time, to be honest. Only 3 months. You know, they got a lot of people out there that are great pretenders that could pretend for that 3 months, because they already know what their plan is and what they're about. You know what I mean? So they will play a part till that time comes, and, you know, then they would move in. But Leisha said a Grenadian woman to meet a guy online, and they found her, wow, the kapai, she's gone. Yeah, it happens a lot. We hear about it a lot. You know what I mean? And that's why I said people make mistakes, just like this woman. They too trusting with certain people and certain things. But me, the kind of person that I am and the way how I think, from the time that man called me back, I would not even, I would have picked up his call, like I said, just to see why he was what he was calling me for. But the part about coming over by me, no, 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 no. He going too far. As a matter of fact, I would have started feeling really weird, even if I had denied him or told him something. My first panic would have been, oh my God, I wonder if that man know where he live. Oh my God, supposing he should hear when I sleep in, all kind of things would be going through my mind. I probably wouldn't even sleep in that house that night time. Because again, that would have been red flags for me. Like, has this man been stalking me? Has he been really checking behind me? I would have started just thinking outside the box there, so boy. But Carla said, yes, a learning lesson, and thanks for sharing. Indeed, darling. I had it, and I listened to it, and I thought to myself, oh my God, this one is just out there. So these are the kind of things, my people, that we really want to share with each other. Anytime you hear anything, you see anything, share it. Because guess what? You might see it, you might hear about it, but the next person may not have heard about it. And it's good for us to hear and learn about these things, because even if you're a woman, an old woman, whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or whatever, or even 40s, right? You got daughters, and if you ain't got daughters, you might got granddaughters. And even if you ain't got granddaughters, you might have niece or even nephews. You just want them to be aware. Because we know that something similar like this happened to a guy as well, where he met some woman online also, and when he went to her place or something like that, they did a lot of stuff to that person. I can't remember if he got out alive, and he did tell his story. I think he did, but it happens all the time. Amber Alicia, online dating is one thing I would never do. God forbid. Facts. I agree with you too, darling, because it's very, very scary. And Jesus, I don't even want to think about it here, but yeah, just be on the alert of certain things, right? Because sometimes it don't always have to be online dating. Even the men that you meet sometimes in the grocery store or somewhere else could turn out to be deceivers as well. You know what I mean? So we never know. But look at how this one was planning to copy this woman. He didn't even know nothing. Well, don't let me say that. He ain't know nothing about the woman. Because again, we don't know what this research he did on this woman prior to going out with her. You know what I mean? Because if she was talking to him and she shared certain things with him about her work, where she's working, she does this for a living and stuff, you already sharing information about yourself right there. And Samantha Brown said, I would have wondered why call me. We aren't even friends. Call your mates. And if he doesn't have mates, that is also a red flag. Right. Exactly. I'm telling you. A lot of stuff there that, you know, I don't think that she really thought about it. truly before she said yes. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that after the cops took him and all of that, she probably was in total panic, right? That she could have been gone. She could have been gone just like that. And Janice Joseph saying, yes, my sister, this platform is to educate all of your sisters. Be careful, sweet peach. We love you, love you, love you all too. And that's why I tell you all the time, right? There's a reason why God kept this platform going. There's a reason why he kept it going. Despite of all the issues that we had for the past 3 years with this page, God still kept this page going because he already knew that it was going to be so much more greater and better things that we all are going to learn from each other from this platform, and not only this one, other platforms as well. So we thank God always. Yep, you said it, Carla. It happens all the time. I'm telling you, if we're going to do some research about certain things, we will find about this one that happened in this country or this place, and we didn't hear about it. But by other people sharing things with us, then we can talk about it to bring awareness as well. And I know a lot of people got granddaughters coming up. They're going to school. They're out there on the road walking sometimes because the school ain't too far from their house. So the parents feel like it's okay that the child can walk home. A lot of things that you have to really educate your children on, because sometimes when you think that, oh, we live in a safe neighborhood, there's nothing wrong, nothing, you never know who the person on the street is that move in, or who this body up the street is that watching and keeping an eye out every day to see this child walking. You don't know. But Vicky said, my great grandmother once told me her friend's daughter went out one night with someone they did not know about. And up to today, like today, she's missing. Wow. That was years ago. You see that? That's what I'm talking about, darling. And chances are that the family didn't even know who she went up with. They probably didn't know, like, his name, anything about him, his phone number, his family members, that they can even reach out to find out what the hell going on, where their child is, or where he is. It's so sad. So, yes. That's why sometimes, Devon, thank you so much for 1,000 stars, darling. Appreciate you. That's why sometimes when we got these girl children, or even nieces, or granddaughters, that think they know-it-all, and they don't want to listen to you. Do you want them to hear about stories like this? Not to scare them, but to let them understand that these things are happening in real life, in real time. So you want them to understand, to be very careful and be very cautious, and not that you don't want them to go out and see people and so forth, but just be careful, because I know that there's a lot of people out there dealing with that. But Amber Ali also said online dating is very risky. One really must allow compassion to do that. And yes, some people in date for a long time, darling, and finally when they meet somebody online or something, they're happy, they're eager to go out. And nothing wrong with going out. You in an open place, maybe you go to a restaurant, there's other people there as well, so you're okay. But when you leave that restaurant, let our body go their way and you go yours. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Very scary. But Vicky also said that is why it is so wise to get your family involved when you're going out with friends. Exactly. You remember what I told you, right? When my daughter come, I think my daughter was 16, and there's a concert. We were already living in Orlando, and there was a concert in Tampa. We used to live in Tampa before, but when we left Tampa, my daughter was like, 11 or 12, right? So obviously she had people over there that went to school with her and so forth. She want to go to this concert over in Tampa, which is going to be 1 hour and 15 minutes drive from where we live in now, to see somebody. I can't remember who the person name, right? Anyhow, I told her, you ain't going, how you going to get to Tampa? Because I ain't driving to Tampa for 1 hour and 15 minutes at 10 o'clock at night to go to nobody concert. So you're not going. She said, but Mom, I can go by this body. They're going to the concert too. And so I said, Tiffany, you're not going. You ain't going. No, it's too late at night. How you going to get back home? How you going to do this? And she's telling me about all of this. Oh, maybe they can drive her back. And I say, you know what? You're not going. Maybe next time, if they come to Orlando or Kissimmee, you will get to go then, but you're not going. And my children always used to want to remind me, oh, but mom, when you were 17, you went to Puerto Rico by yourself and your parents so you can go, but you still went. I say, yeah, but you can't do that now, though. You can't do that. Because when I look back at it, what I did then was crazy. It really was. But I still went. But no, I will not do it again. And I will not let none of my children do it. I will never tell nobody to do it. Because I took a chance. And I took a chance at 17 years old to go to a country that doesn't speak English by myself with nobody there. And when my mom heard about that ticket, she told me too that I wasn't going. And I said, but mom, I already buy my ticket. She said, I know it doesn't matter, you're not going. I said, but mom, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. It's only going to be 2 days. I already bought the ticket. I'm going. Yeah, that was... That was, when I look back at that now, yeah, that was, my mom never, everybody that my mom met that knew me, even if it's a guy, she told them about that. Did she tell you that when she was 17, she went to Puerto Rico by herself? This girl. Oh, my mom used to say this girl. So yes, I went to Puerto Rico. And I said, Mom, I'll be fine. I'll call you when I get there. I'll call you every day and then I'm there. Guess what? When I got to Puerto Rico and I discover, how the heck you going to call her? When they pay a phone that you can call from, it's Spanish. It's speaking Spanish. You can't understand it. You can't call. Guys, I went outside truly by the payphone and I took it up. I had some quarters and the thing saying Spanish. I'm like, what the heck? I don't even know how much money to put in to call the Barbados. The people at the hotel, some of them could have speak little English. You know what I mean? But that was real risky. But those were back in the days, right? When it wasn't that bad. And maybe when I went to Puerto Rico, where I stayed in, probably wasn't a really bad area either. Because when the guy at the airport, the taxi guy said, you by yourself? I said, yeah. He said, where you going? I said, look, just take me to a hotel in an area that I can go and do shopping and it's not too expensive. So I took a real big risk there. But anyhow, God worked it out. And guess what? I went to Puerto Rico 4 times after that. So I went to Puerto Rico 5 times. And even my mother took a trip with me. So hello, that will be talked about for the rest of my life because they will never let me forget that. Every time my children want to go somewhere and I say, you're not going, they will always remind me, but Mom, you ain't to this place by yourself. Jackie Bob said, I saw on the news that this lady was on a dating app called BLK, and she was swindled out of her money by someone she met. She just met, I think you mean. These dating apps are very scary. Yes, they are, darling. Yeah, that way don't go on none of them. I think I had one dating app set at one time. I don't know why I let my son talk me into that. My oldest son. Oh, God, I think it was one of them ones that was named Plenty of Fish or one of them types. I set up that thing. Let me tell you, I never even talked to nobody through it here. So, But Amber at least I always tell someone who you're going out with and where you are going to. Times are dangerous. Exactly, you're right about that. Yep. But God, here. Samantha Brown say, oh, your poor mother must have been traumatized. Yes, she was, darling, because I didn't call, and my mom said she ain't slept that whole weekend that I was gone, because obviously, right, how's she gonna sleep? She ain't hear from me. She ain't know if I landed safely. She ain't know what's going on, if somebody kidnapped me. My mom said she did not sleep that whole weekend, and I felt bad. I'm gonna tell you guys the honest truth. I felt really bad because when I discovered that, how am I going to use this payphone when I can't even understand what the damn thing's saying, and the people at the hotel was not a big help either. The only thing they could help me out with, tell me where can I go and take the bus? Where can I go and take the ferry? And then they will have to get somebody that could speak a little English to explain it to me. But one thing I did for sure when I was there, when I go out shopping, I always come back before it get dark so that way I can come back and be in the hotel. And honestly, I did not sleep good either for those days that I was there. How could I, right? 17-year-old in a hotel by herself in a country which you know nobody. I'm telling you. Oh God, thank you, Jesus, for saving me here. That would have been a mistake of my life if anything had happened to me, right? I go on missing in that country. Nobody don't know where I landed. Nobody don't know where hotel I staying at because I didn't make no hotel accommodations when I was in Barbados. I just went to a travel agency, asked them for a ticket to go to Puerto Rico, and I was on my way going, right? And obviously I was doing here and I wanted to go there to buy products, chemicals to do the people here because I heard it was cheaper. So that was the reason that took me to Puerto Rico, to be honest, right? And I don't regret it. Even though I look back at it now, I would never recommend no 16-year-old, no 17-year-old, not even no 18, 19, 20-year-old to do that. No, go with somebody. Thank you, Vicky, for 200 stars. Go with someone. Thelma said, when I go on dates, I have my son turn on all trackers and I met not get picked up. Car, purse, and phone can be tracked. That's true too. You're right about that. Exactly. That's why I was thinking about this lady is I wonder if this man was kind of already scoping out certain things about her even before they went out on the date. You know what I mean? Because he had this thing planned out too well. Too well. I see you in there, Maureen A. He had it planned out too well. His plan was just to unalive that woman. Somebody that you don't even know nothing about, that you just met. Why? For the fun of it? Seriously. What was he going to get out of it? Was somebody going to pay him for doing that? No. But that was his plan. So I guess like somebody put in here before, that's probably the man hobby. That's probably what he does just to get off on himself or whatever. You know what I mean? Not even thinking about R-A-P-N-A woman, but he got tape and everything planned out to copy her. Because that's exactly what he was thinking. If he can go that far, you know what I mean? It's so sad, my people. But it happens. It's life and it happens. And trust me, no matter how many stories, how many times people come out and share things about what happened with them and what they went through, they're going to still be somebody else. They're going to still be another young girl that can go and make a mistake just because they did not listen. They don't want to listen to their parents or their grandparents or their aunts or whoever is taking care of them or they're in their care. They don't want to listen. CC is responding to Thelma. Yeah, just because they don't want to listen, my people, you know. But Amber is saying, I watch so many crime shows to trust anybody nowadays. Look, there's a lot of people that do that as well. But for me, I can't watch too many of them because it makes me feel so sad. When I watch things and I start hearing about all these things that are happening to people, I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So I try not to watch too many of those kind of things. But if somebody tell me about it and tell me go and watch it, maybe it's somebody that from a certain country or whatever, I'll be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But Margaret Wood says, Sweet Peas, you did too much to your mom. Laugh now and remember. Rest in peace, Mom. Rest in peace. I'm telling you. My mom was talking about that even a year before she passed. That only goes to show you how long ago that was, right? I'm 50. Lord Jesus, I'm 50 now or 52. And my mom was still talking about that a year before she passed away. So that only goes to show you. She was telling a guy about it. A guy that I was talking with. She was telling... Did Carol tell you about the time she went to Puerto Rico? I said, oh my God, here we go. Jesus, take the wheel. So my mom would tell that story to everybody because I guess she still couldn't get over the fact that she couldn't believe that I just picked up and left. But when I came back from my trip to Puerto Rico and they saw all the stuff that I brought back, my mom was like, wow, you got this for this price? Wow. She forget that I didn't call and that she didn't sleep for them nights. And guess what? The next time I was going to Puerto Rico, my mom was saying, well, I want to go and do some shopping too. It was my mom that went. Then when I went again, I went with another friend that went to beauty school with me. That's what I'm talking about, my people. Everybody wanted to go then. So the 5 times that I went there, those 4 other times, people joined me when they heard me saying I'm going. Because obviously, they say, let me know the next time you're going back, Carol. Don't leave me. Let me know the next time. Amen, Caddy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I'm telling you. Because if my mom was still alive today and hear me here talking about this, she would have still been shaking her head. Carol, you remember that time you went to Puerto Rico, though? I don't understand what you was thinking, though. And I just smile, you know, because I can remember it so well. And it wasn't that I was arguing with my mom, but I think I went and bought a ticket without telling her I was going to buy a ticket. Because obviously I was working already. I had already finished my beauty school and I was working at a beauty shop, right? And my dad, you know, my dad's a carpenter. So when he built our house, he made it 2-story. So downstairs, who was living downstairs? Only one of my brothers was living downstairs. So the living room part of the downstairs, he put the beauty chair and the sink and everything and fixed down there for me with cabinets and everything. So people actually used to come to my house, come to our house downstairs and get their hair done. So to be honest, I just went and bought my ticket because I was already making my own money. And then when I came home, I think I was supposed to leave to go to Puerto Rico that Friday. And I didn't tell my mom not till the Wednesday that I'm going to Puerto Rico. And she said, what? You going where? I said, I'm going to Puerto Rico on Friday. She said, you're not going to the Puerto Rico? I said, but Mama, I already bought my ticket. She said, how the hell you could go buy your ticket and not tell me, or you felt that you're going somewhere to Puerto Rico, you're not going nowhere? I said, Mom, but I already bought my ticket. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to buy products. The products here are cheap. Guys, no matter what my mom said, I still went to Puerto Rico. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Margaret Wood said that's when Bajans were going there on weekends. Yes. I can't remember which year that was, but yeah, let me tell you which year that was. When I went to Puerto Rico, I think that was in 1990, maybe. 90, was it 1990 or 1991? I know it was before I came to this country, right? So, yeah, but you're right. People were going to Puerto Rico. Some people are going to Venezuela. Some people are going to Caracas. Because my mom and my sister, I think they went to Venezuela, I think they went there for shopping at some other time. But, you know, I was already loving Puerto Rico because of the shopping, you know, the experience. I love it. I got so used to going to all the shopping areas, going to the flea markets. So I think that's why I end up going back there 5 different times. So I was there to a person when they went with me. Thank you, Francis Lopez. Thank you. Yes, Cece, you're right. Thinking about what mom say forever. You are right. That will be forever with me. And my daughter was the one who would never let me forget that every time that she asked me to go somewhere and I tell her you're not going. And I said that was back then, Tiffany, but now things are different. It's not safe over here anymore. Yeah, so, but Vicky said when I leave the house at nights, my boys would be like, where you going, Mom? My bodyguards. Those were your bodyguards? Well, I tell you, my oldest son did, right? He telling me, Mom, you should find a guy on this dating app. And this day, I said, what dating app you talking about, Michael? And he will say, Mom, there's a dating app called Plenty of Fish. There's one. I'm like, Michael, I don't need to find no guy on no damn dating app. So he's the one who really pushed me into even creating a profile on that one. So these children, I tell you, I tell you, boy, I don't need no dating app. I don't need no man anyways. That's all I used to be saying, right? When God is ready, he will send somebody. That's what I used to tell him. So that's how children are. But you children right, Vicky. They're right to find out where you're going. Where you're going. We need to know where you're going before you leave this house. Because they want to make sure that if anything happens, they know where you went, who you went with, you know? Yes, in Miami, yes, Margaret Wood. I was in the 90s, exactly. You are right. Because when I came to this country, let me think about it. It was 1992, I think. Yeah, so by the time I came here, I think that I had just turned 18, I think. I think I had just turned 18 because my trips to Puerto Rico were so close together. I had went, and when I came back, I saved more money, and I went back even before the next 3 months. So all my trips there were very close together. Within a 6 month span, I was already there 5 times. So I think that maybe I came here a few months after that. Maureen A said, my daughter put a tracker on my phone. Trust me, Mark did that with mine too, darling. When it was just me and him in Florida, when everybody else had moved out, Mark did the same thing. And one day I look at my phone, I saw this thing in it, give me a pop-up. Mark left school. And I'm like, what the heck is this? Then when I discovered, Mark got a tracker on my phone, not only for him, but for me too. And I was like, what the heck? And I said, Mark, when you was going to tell me to put this thing on my phone, Mom, oh, I wanted to do that so that you would know when I leave school or when I leave school. But you know when I such and such a place too. Many times I'm out at the store, Mark texted me, Mom, can you buy me this thing here from Walmart? I said, who tell you at Walmart? That's how I know that he had it tracking me too. But who say going to Walmart? He said, but Mom, you're there now. Mom, you're there now. I said, well, look at this boy. Oh, God, Maurice said, I turn it off sometimes. Trust me, darling, I do that too, especially when I don't want Mark to know where I am so that he can tell me to shop for him. Yes, I do this. I did the same thing too. Till eventually I deleted the app off my phone entirely. And I told him that it's because it was taking up, too much space when I got to keep videos and all these different things. Yes. So, I see you, Sandra Moore. Yes, darling. She said, always miss it. Yes, because I'm coming so early in the mornings now, right during the week. Exactly. Clever son, tracking. I'm telling you. But those boys will do that. They will do that to you. They always want to track their moms. Moms, where you going? Oh, who are you talking to, Mom? They will even go that far, trust me. My oldest son did that sometimes. Oh, but it's not your business who I'm talking to, boy. That's what I would tell them too. Because that's just me. JP Hoyt said, Mark is a wonderful son. Yes, he is. I'm telling you. He's going to make some woman a really, really happy woman one day to become his wife. Yes, trust me. Mark, but you know what? I'm glad of a lot of qualities and things that Mark has, even though he's 15, because I told somebody today on the phone, one thing I could say about Mark is, nobody ain't gonna be able to cheat Mark when Mark start to work. No, you're not gonna be able to cheat Mark or get Mark to work for free. Nope. This evening, I remembered that I was supposed to buy something from the store and I forgot. And I called Mark. Mark was in his room. I called him and I said, Mark, oh God, I forgot to buy something from this store, such and such. Can you go and buy it? He said, Mom, how am I going to get there? I said, boy, I'm going to call it the Uber for you, right? Because I got the Uber teens. Because, he got to commute back and forth from school using Uber, right? So just use Uber and go to the store and come back. He said, Mom, how much I getting paid for this? Anything you ask Mark to do, he's going to ask you how much he getting paid for it. He will not do jobs unless you're going to pay him. Or he's going to hear you say, Mom, how much you going to pay me for this? That's the first thing he's going to ask you before he said, okay. And you know what? I just laugh. My other kids weren't like that, but Mark is like that. And hello, I guess he got a little bit of me, right? Because he know the value of working and making your own money. So nobody going to be able to cheat him. What? Really? Maureen A said, I got blocked for commenting on your page too. Such a joke. Darling, we call that life and we move on, right? You're free. You're your own person. You're your own woman. Nobody should be able to tell you with a type, with a comment, with a speak. No. That's why God gave you your own freedom, your own rights as a person, right? So do you. All day, every day, do you. Don't do nobody else. Do you. And if you do somebody else, don't let it be somebody that won't control you. So Vicky said boys are so protective of their mom. And you are right about that. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. And my oldest son is so different to Mark because he's very soft, like meaning that he don't like to see you unhappy for no reason. He's one of those type of guys that are like a pleaser, like he want to see you happy. And he even did the same thing at school. Many of his teachers as well used to tell me that he don't like to get in nothing at school, because he want to make sure that he's doing everything that he's supposed to do. And I'm glad that he's like that anyway. So Margaret will say, I know in the early 80s, we will go to club and party without knowing how you're going to get back home. Darling, I did that one too, yeah. Many times the damn 12 o'clock bus miss you, especially if it was living in the country like me. And you don't know how the heck you can get home because the bus gone. And you can't call your father. Because if you call your dad and he's sleeping at that time, he ain't even know that you ain't even in the house. Because, hello, he ain't know that you went to the club. Darling, I did that one time. I will never forget. And actually, one person that was my best friend when we were home, that we went to school together, me and her went to this club. And let me tell you, the bus missed me and it missed her, because she was living on Spikestown. I was living in St. George. And darling, all we could do is, when that bus missed me, we end up staying in that club till they were closed. You know how they would clean up the club after, right? Till 2:30. Thank God that we saw this guy who was in the club as well, that went to school with us, that was walking distance. And the walk was about 15 minutes to his house. He allowed us, darling, to crash there at his place the next morning. We could take a bus here. I remember those times, darling. Jesus, we did some stuff, yeah. But someone give us a drop home. Nobody had nobody give me a drop home, because we were in town, and you know St. George is not close to town, right? Jesus. Oh God, she's saying somebody will give a drop home till your door is open and they let you go there. I'm telling you. You come to your parents' house at that time of night, sometimes they didn't even know you went to the club. You know, so, I did a lot. Lord Jesus. Hey. Yes, Janice Joseph, indeed, indeed. Lord, when I think back about some of the things that I myself did here, I just said, Lord, have mercy. I did not mean to be that bad or to do all these things, my God. But I could only imagine kind of things my mom was saying when she was still alive. Oh, God. Yes, you are right, Amber Ali. He is. She said, Mark is a businessman and in the making, a future entrepreneur. Indeed, he is going to be, exactly. You are right about that. I already see that in him. And again, that's really great, you know, because Mark can, look, even if Mark ain't got money and Mark needs to earn money, he ain't going to just come and ask you, Mom, can you give me $20? Or Mom, I need $10 for something. He going to call me on the phone from his room, obviously, or text me, Mom, what can I do for $10? Mom, what can I do for $20? I said, let me think about it. And I can start thinking about what needs to be done around the house. Whether I can tell you to mop the floors, take out the trash, whatever, right? If I'm working, I will tell you, you know what? Just make something, put something in the air fryer so that when I come off for lunch, if he's home, I will be able to eat it. So I come up with things and chores to give him and tell him to do. I don't just say, what do you want it for? Sometimes I do. And when they tell me, I don't just send it. No. I'm going to send it when the jobs are done. That's how I operate with Mark. Like today when he was leaving to go to the store this evening, and he said, Mom, don't forget to send my money. I said, boy, go and get the job done first. When the job is done, then you'll get paid. Oh, my God. Thank you, Francis, for putting that in there. She said, tap the like button. Let the algorithm know a positive content with laughter and fun. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Appreciate you all. And thank you guys as well for interacting. Woo, Cece. Oh, Lord, that's a long one there. So let me see if I can read it on my other phone, darling. When I say long one, I need to expand it more over here. Caddy said, when I was 16, we live in a conservative area. One cousin, almost all friends, live in the eastern part of Freetown. More like fellas with very rundown areas. They look so happy and can go about freely. house without gates and fences. Really run down. One day I told my parents we should move out of the area and move to the eastern. My parents were annoyed. I got flogged twice by my dad. They talk about it till they die. Cece, I'm sorry. May they rest in peace. They will not let you forget. They would not let you forget. And I think it was more my mom because my dad was so busy working. You know, he was a carpenter. He was a foreman. Sometimes he's over like a lot of buildings that are being built and different things and overseeing the people. So he was really, really busy a lot. And it was more my mom. So we had all those kind of experiences with my mom that would never let you forget about certain things. You know what I mean? Oh my God, but that's a good one, Caddy. I'm sure a lot of other people had those experiences as well. Things that your parents told you about and they never let you forget, even to the day up to when they passed or the week up to before they passed. They were still reminding people of what you did or what you said. I'm sure of it. Trust me. Oh God. Yes, indeed, Janice. Janice and Mark is a real businessman. No jobs for free. Yeah, exactly. Sandra Moore says, Sweet Peach, the doors are locked. Yes, you're right. Because if you come home from a club and you get home at 2 o'clock, even if somebody drive you home, those doors are locked. Luckily for me, our house had a gallery. You know the gallery, the verandas, right? And we had some chairs out there. So even if I did get home somehow at 2 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get in the house, I could have easily just go in the gallery there and sit on one of the chairs and doze off, but I probably would have been too scared to be outside anyways, you know what I mean? And back then we had no phone, ain't no cell phone neither, so it's not like you can call and tell somebody open the door. No. But Maureen A said, yep, 4 friends and myself slept at the police station one night. What? Because we missed the last bus. My granny was waiting for us at the front door. She made sure we got up to go to church that morning at the police station. Jesus. Oh my God. Well, I guess if there was no place else to go, you got to figure it out, right? Oh, Lord, have mercy, I tell you. Those were good times, but when you look back at it, you can laugh about it today, but you tell yourself, wow, what the hell was I thinking? What was I doing? You know what I mean? Because there's no way that you would allow your children now, or even your grandchildren, to do some of the things that you did, you know? Oh, those were good times, though, I'm telling you. Yep. Those days were good old days, exactly, Sandra Moore. Yes, they were good old days, I'm telling you. And those are things that we will remember, that we can live to tell our children, our grandchildren, and then they will understand why we don't want them to go certain places or why you ain't going, you know? Even if they don't get it and they throw back at what you did, you're going to remind them that, hello, this is not back in 1990 nothing. This is a new age now where a lot of stuff out there could happen that is very dangerous. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly, Maureen. Yeah, you just said it. We have good, clean stories to share with our kids. Yes. And for some reason, my kids always told me about that Puerto Rico story. And my mom told me I'm not going, but I still went. And I said, you can't try that one with me, though. That one ain't going to work with me. I said, because I don't know what the hell I was thinking back then. But again, so much craziness was not happening in the world back then, you know what I mean? And maybe if it was, I wasn't really paying attention to the bad things that were happening. Even when I got to the airport, at the customs, when I got there in Puerto Rico, I will never forget the man that even checked my passport and everything, because he needed a visa to go to Puerto Rico. And he's like, he looking at my passport. I know he looking at my age now. And he said, are you traveling alone? I say, yes. And he said, okay. But then he take it and he give me it back, you know? And so I was like thinking to myself, wow, what if that man has said, no, you can't come, you can't go in this country alone by yourself? 17 years old? No. All them things I thought about after the fact, you know what I mean? But it was all good anyways. And you know, I enjoy myself, even though I was by myself. I still enjoy my time. I didn't have no phone then, so obviously I couldn't call nowhere with no phone because I had no cell phone. So I went to a Spanish-speaking country with no phone, but I had money in my pocket. That was all right. And that's why when I tell the man, take me to a hotel that's not too expensive because I know that I'm already on a budget. You know what I mean? I got this certain amount of money that I want to buy hair products with. So take me to a hotel that's not too expensive but still in a decent area and where it's easy for me to take the bus. So I will never forget when I was taking the bus to go to the flea market. Even the bus driver was Spanish speaking. I said, Jesus, how am I going to know where to get off? So anyhow, I'm on the bus and I still try my best. Flea market. The bus driver look at me. I say, I want to go to the flea market. I'm like a fool. And I think he understand when I said flea market, you know. And he said, okay. Like he's trying to tell me further down. And I said, okay. So I sat close by. And then when it came to my stop there, so then he said, here, get out. Whatever he said, I knew it was talking to me. And I got up. And I said, where? Like, I do like where? Because I couldn't see no flea market. And he do like this, like telling me you got to go over, right? So that I understood my people. And I got off that bus, got across the street. And I ended up walking a little bit. And I saw the flea market. And I was very happy here. But the coming back was a challenge to come back and try to get on the bus again now to come back over. But I made it work, my people. I made it work. And it was great, really great. So trust me, if I go back to Puerto Rico again, I know exactly where to go because I stayed in Old San Juan. I will never forget Old San Juan. Even when they had a hurricane there, and when was it, 2000 or 2020? No, 2000, no. Yeah, 2020, when I had a hurricane in Puerto Rico, I think I had spoken to some people that drive Uber and Lyft, and I asked them, because they were from Puerto Rico, and I said, what about Old San Juan, when it had so much damage there? And they were telling me, believe it or not, Old San Juan didn't get much damage, and I was like, wow, really? And I wasn't surprised, because that was like a modern type of area that had mostly hotels, real classy buildings and shops and different things. So I wasn't shocked at all. It was a little bit like kind of like Manhattan, the way how Manhattan was set up. Exactly, Francis. She said, I know Caribbean parents make no joke. Yeah, especially when we've been there, done that, and our children come in our face to do the same thing, and we said, no, ain't happening, not in this day and age now. But Margaret Wood said those days were good ones. I always tell my daughter and the others about those times and they laugh. I'm telling you, exactly. And I always felt really sad that over the years that my children didn't get to experience that. And when I mean experience that, meaning that they didn't get to experience going to Barbados and seeing all these mango trees that I used to tell them I used to climb, you know what I mean? Because really back in 2006, when we had bought our home in Tampa, and then, you know, like a year after, when we took out money out the house, equity and stuff like that, I really wanted to go and take my kids. But at that time, I only had my other two oldest. And I wanted to take them there, but, you know, my ex had other plans. So, you know, once our business, we open up a car lot. Once the business get going and we're doing well, then we can go there. Never happened. And, you know, it's just one of those things that never ended up happening. So it is what it is. I remember one year I told my kids, you know what? I'm moving back to Barbados, man. I'm done with this place. That was probably in, I want to say before my daughter moved out. So maybe like in the year of 2019 or 2018. I say, you know what? We're going to Barbados. I am moving back to Barbados to live. I am just done with this place. It's just too much. Too much stress, too much this. Let me tell you, my children told me, the two oldest, my daughter said, Mom, I'm not going to Barbados to live. I've never even been there. I don't even know what it's like there. Like, no, what am I going to go there and do? What am I going to do? I can't buy my pizza. I can't buy all these things. You should have heard all my daughter's excuses. I laughed so bad. And my son, my oldest son, I said, Michael, are you not going to go with me? And he said, Mom, I'll go, but I want to come back. Because remember, I told him we're going to live in Barbados. He said, but Mom, I want to come back. But I was only testing them to see what they were going to say. Beautiful Grenada said, I remember going to the Globe Theater when he thought he could touch me on my way back to my mother's house. I opened the car door and told him that if he touched me again, I would jump out of the car. Once I got to my gap, I ran out of that car and into safety of my mom's house. There you go. I'm telling you, right? Because I kind of think they want to pull on you when they give you a ride. You are right about that. I'm telling you. We got so many stories that we can tell from back in Barbados, my people. I'm telling you. One day we're going to do that, though, because we got a lot more stories. But Sandra Moore said, I took my boys... We got a lot of stories. I'm telling y'all want to hear my Puerto Rico story, but I got plenty of stories that... let me just stiffen my nose, because when I think about some of the stories, I just said, Jesus, take the wheel, man. We people in the island, we did a lot. Sandra Moss, I took my boys, and they love it, and they love it. Now they're planning to go with their friends. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I feel sad, because my kids never got to go there, but it's okay. You know, it's never too late. But beautiful Grenada said, I went to Old San Juan. It's a beautiful city built by the hands, yes, of enslaved Africans. Even the old prison makes you cry as enter. You could see the ocean, so clear and beautiful there. I took my children there in 2012. Nice. That was awesome. Yeah, I still had pictures, believe it or not, from when I went there, even though the pictures were like started to look a little bit old, like, you know what I mean? Samantha Brown said they didn't want to go live and climb mango tree, right? I'm telling you. I tell them all the mango tree I done climb, and the ones that I didn't climb, the big rock stones that I was taking to knock down mangoes. Those were good times, my people. Good times, you know. It's good to look back at all those great, amazing memories. When you come to these countries, these are not things that you can do here, you know. You get new memories, and it's different, very different, not the same. But Francis Lopez said, I love Barbados. Been there 3 times. Wow. I am from Trinidad, but now I live in the USA. That is awesome, darling. It's good to go to places and have different experiences, you know. But Maureen Arnold said, Silver Sands Beach is the best. Did I ever go to Silver Sands Beach? I don't think so. Did I? Maybe. But maybe I can't remember. I know I went to Bath Beach, but I hated Bath Beach because that beach got too much moss. And I don't like beaches that got so much moss. But we went to the beach many times in St. James. I think I even went to a beach, oh Lord, what was the other beach that we always used to be at? We used to call it the jetty, or was it the jetty? I think we used to call over there the jetty. The one that had the thing that you can walk on, and then you can jump off at the end if you can swim. But if you can't swim, don't do that. I think that one I think we call it the jetty. Somebody, if you know, let me know. But Bones, who comes here sometimes, who's from Barbados as well, one day she sent me a video. Man, let me tell you, and I'm sure that beach probably down Spikestone or St. James somewhere, but that beach is so beautiful. So if I come into a beach in Barbados, let me be at a beach that ain't got no moss. And there was a beach that we used to go to as well that was in St. James, or yeah, I think it was St. James. Because my mom knew somebody that used to work at one of those guest houses over there, right? And sometimes we would just go to the beach, go to guest house there, and have our towel and stuff there and go to the beach right behind the guest house. Those days were so amazing. That beach is so lovely and beautiful. Oh, my Lord. I tell you. Some people don't know what they're missing out on, you know? Yes, indeed, Sandra Moore. She said, I love to talk about the good old days. Yes, indeed. And I haven't talked about these days in a very long time. You know what I mean? I think when my daughter was living with me, I had a lot more conversations about my life in Barbados versus with my sons. They're doing their own thing. They want to play Xbox. They want to do this and all of them kind of things. But girls are different, you know. So I miss those days as well. After my daughter moved out and stuff, yes, we still talk on the phone, but it's not the same like when they're living in your house, you know. Hi, but at least we have each other and we can talk about whatever we feel like talking about. Stephanie Robinson said, hello, I caught you twice in one day. Look at that, right? But God, I was here and I said, you know what? Let me go live. Let me go and talk about this story here with this lady. And if you guys came in late, you can do a replay and hear the conversation of this lady and how she almost could have been on a life. You know, thank God for the cops coming and for her thinking smart too. Sorry guys, my nose is starting to get clogged from allergies. Okay, Almond Beach in St. Peter. Okay, Sandra Moore. That's we will be there. Meaning that's where we'll be coming. I'm gonna go to all them beaches next time I come back to Barbados. Only God knows when that will be, but you know, we'll leave it to God because He knows best. Francis Lopez said Barbados and Grenada have the best beach ever in the Caribbean. Yeah, that's good to know, darling. What about Jamaica? You want to me at Jamaica and got nice beaches too? I mean, we got a lot of Jamaicans that come here, so maybe some of them can tell us. I'm sure that there's probably a lot of good beaches there as well. Okay, so Gloria Jones is saying yes, it's the jetty. I used to climb on top and dive down in the water. Yes, because that came back to me. I said, I think it's called the jetty, you know. I couldn't swim. I was learning to swim when I was in Barbados, but you know, I had a bad experience with that person that was teaching me to swim, so I just stopped. But yes, that jetty, a lot of people used to go there, even if they just go to look over, you know what I mean? Those were the days. Beautiful, beautiful waters. Bath Beach, yes, too much moss. Still do. Almost dunked there. Really? When we went hiking. Yes, darling, that part I remember very well because we used to go to picnics at Bath Beach. Then there was another beach that they had like fat ports and cashews along the wayside. Was that? Oh, God. I can't remember the name of that one, but somebody might remember that, might come along and type it. I remember all on the side of the right side of the road, there were fat ports, there were the cashews, because you could just go and pick them. But I can't remember what down there the name, but people used to go there a lot on picnics. Yeah, let's see. So, Sandra... Yes, Maureen, yeah, you're right. She said, I met you at the ATL meet and greet. You are right, yes. I met you and I met some others there as well. But Sandra Moore said, it's true. I always call my friends that went to school with me just to talk about school days. Yes, darling, because sometimes that's just what you want to do. You know what I mean? Oh, you're live? So, yes, I'm live, man. At 10 p.m.? At 10 p.m. See how you in my business. If it's 10 p.m. or 12 p.m. and I want to hit live, who can stop me from going live? You should be sleeping. And why you in my business anyways, Mark? Good night, Mark. You see how he in my business? He hear me talking. He don't ever on the phone talking to somebody. But he said, oh, you're live at 10 p.m.? Is it really 10?
Yeah, I didn't see you in your bed.
It's not even 10, Mark.
Okay, what's next?
Mark, goodbye. Goodbye, Mark. You're bothering me. So Maureen answered, yes, they do. I stay on a resort in Montego Bay. The water is crystal clear in Jamaica. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Because I know that just seeing shows on TV or even going online on YouTube, you will see these beaches that look so beautiful. You know what I mean? That's why I always saying I want to go to Jamaica one time. Okay, Francis, cannot. Okay, thank you for putting that in there. Oh, yes, Sandra Moore, you're right. It is East Coast with all those fat port. Yes, darling. Yep, the fat port trees, the cashews. You're right, East Coast. I was trying to remember where it is because when I think about it, I could still see that road. Because that long road used to lead you to another road that would take you to like a St. Andrew type of place. Bathsheba in St. Joseph, really cashews and fat port says, Right, but not that wasn't the one I was talking about. The East Coast was the one that I remember very well. And but Alice and Mark is the man of the house. Don't make it grow a big head. A good thing you go along that way we can. So it sound like you're in the kitchen. Good thing he go along up there, because if he ever heard me right that, he would have said yes, please. You know, man, because let me tell you, anytime he do something, I want to give a slap on the back or something. I would still do it though, even though he's way taller than me. I tell you. Well, my people, it's been amazing. It's been real. This conversation has been so nice. I have not spoken about things like these in so many years. The beach, the fat ports, the cashews. I love fat ports. But cashews, them things just tie up your mouth. I don't know if you guys remember those cashews, the one you actually just pick and you eat. They tend used to tie up your mouth. But even though they tie up your mouth, you still want to keep eating them. You know what I mean? But for sure, the cashews, I mean the fat ports, I love those. I love those. I love those. I wish I could get some of them now. Yes, Catty, yes, the cashew fruit, yes. Those ones that a lot of them used to tie up your mouth. I don't know if it's tie. People used to say tie up your mouth, meaning just the taste of it, you know what I mean? But Sonia Edwards said, went to Barbados recently. They have beautiful beaches, but Jamaica is more beautiful. Okay, all right. I understand, darling. So, yes, Cece. Talk about the fish cakes. Oh, Lord, don't get me started. Fish cakes, the lead pipes, the jam puffs, the liver cutters. Oh, my God. The liver cutters, man. Every Friday night, we want to go downtown for liver cutters. My God. Those were the days, my people. Those were the days. And we will get to relive that one day again. At least I will, by the grace of God. God grant me that wish to be alive to see it and to do it again, my people. Yes. Because even when I was in the islands, mangoes, mangoes, mangoes. Every day that I could eat mangoes, I will eat mangoes. Every day. Even sometimes when I leave school, I'm buying mangoes. And sometimes I'm buying those big ones that were like $3 sometimes. Oh, God, I love those big mangoes, man. Those things used to be so delicious. Oh, now I'm missing certain things. But Janice Jones said, I enjoy every moment with you guys. Sweetie, love it. Sweet Peach, you are the best. I have great nights. And everyone else sleep well. Thank you, Starling. You too. Thank you. Here we go with everybody now talking about their fish cakes. Now Sandra Moore talking about, wow, I did some today. Don't rub it in. I mean, we could make some too. All we need to do is buy the fish. Even though I haven't seen the real fish yet, saltfish here is by the cod from Walmart. But you know that, like the regular one that you will get. But next time I go up to New York, I will get some. All right, nothing like island life. I'm telling you, you are right about that, Sonia Edwards. You are so right about that. Nothing like island life. I'm telling you, you gotta experience it. If you never experienced the island life before, take a trip wherever you want to go to some island and experience it so that you really understand and you get to see all those beautiful beaches. You know what I mean? Check it out, my people. But I love you all. Thank you so much for joining in. And thank you to everybody that shared this video, sent stars here, even participating in the comment section and sharing as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, share the story as well that we talked about at the beginning of this video. Go back, listen to the video that I play so that way you hear more of what we were also talking about. Bye-bye. Good night.